Hey everyone, Shades here. This video is for everyone that's planning to hike the Pacific Crest Trail in 2026. I know like many of you, we're in the middle of doing our final preps. A lot of us are probably just a little bit over 30 days before we're going to start. I've seen over on the Far Out app, there are a number of people that are already on the trail and that are making some posts about some of the dry conditions as far as water. So in this video, I'm first going to start off with the 2026 Pacific Crest Trail webinar that was just done yesterday. I listened to that and I'll talk about some points. I thought the PCTA did a terrific job pulling that information together. I'm going to kind of give an overview of what I think I heard. And then I'm going to talk about a few other things, kind of the logistics of how to get from the airport to the Campo, California, to the southern terminus. I'm going to talk about trail conditions, trail maintenance, and then I'll talk about some new access information down at the southern border. So here again, the webinar that was conducted last night it lasted about an hour. It gave an opportunity for a number of the managers and directors throughout the trail to be able to kind of talk a little bit about their individual areas and a lot of different things that have been going on. I really encourage you to reach out and go to the pct.org and listen to that. But here's a few things that I captured out of it. First, 2025, the winter of 2025, so far has been a rainy winter in parts of the trail. It's been a low snow year so far. However, the month of March is typically where the most snow does occur. In the South Sierra, it's at about 72% of the normal snow amounts. The PCTA is asking that the early hikers that are out there, they're probably going to see parts of the trail that the volunteers have not been able to get out and inspect. There are a number of volunteers that are out there inspecting the trail. So the PCTA is asking hikers to report any trail conditions and issues via the PCTA.org site. So trail conditions, 2025 has been a really challenging year for the PCTA due to the government funding freeze that we had. They weren't able to hire a number of key positions, and then they weren't able to do a number of things. As everybody's seen in a lot of videos, the Mission Creek area continues to be a problem. So that was flooded by Tropical Storm Hillary in 2023. It continues to be a challenge just to be able to find the trail and kind of stay on the trail. So just be really careful there. What they did report last night in the webinar is that there will be trail maintenance that's planned in the Mission Creek area this summer. However, that's probably going to miss many of us. Many of us are probably going to already be through there, but for the future, it looks like they are going to be making some good improvements in that Mission Creek area, which is good. The Deep Creek and Hot Springs area received flood damage through heavy rains. Also, the town of Wrightwood was damaged by heavy rains. And then there was the Bobcat fire. So there's been a number of issues on the trail. There's a number of areas that have some blowdowns and have some flooded areas. Volunteers are out there inspecting it, and they hope to be able to get around to it. So even though 2025 was really a tough year with the funding and with some of the issues they had, they still had, and this is the trail maintenance section, is reporting that they still had 1,013 people that actually volunteered and completed over 56,844 hours of work. So that was a lot of work, a lot of people that volunteered time, and they got out there and did a lot of work on the trail. So 1,100 miles of the trail was maintained. So, I mean, just under half of the trail they were able to get around to and actually maintain that. 84,000 feet of the trail was reconditioned. So continue to make progress. They've got a lot more efforts that they're going to be able to go do this year. So that's good too. One of the things that is new for 2026, as we all arrive at Campo, California at the southern terminus, there's a new trail access at the southern border. So hikers are no longer permitted to touch the U.S.-Mexico border wall. So this area now is off limits, and this is now part of the national defense area. So hikers will be able to start at the southern terminus, will be able to log in at the logbook, but then you must proceed north only. You can't go south. You're not permitted to be able to cross the small barbed wire fence that's right there by the terminus. So again, we've been directed not to go over there near the border. So hopefully everybody will understand this and pay attention. Hopefully there's some good signage down there, but we don't want to get into a problem where there's more restrictions thrown us on that area. The other report is 2025 had a large number of norovirus cases reported. Those of you guys that know a little bit about that, that's not a good thing at all. That could take you off the trail. It's important to make sure that you're washing your hands with soap and water, and they're recommending that you not share food. Remember, even if you start feeling better, there is a 72-hour time frame where the norovirus it could still be passed. So be careful there. The webinar kind of signed off with the standard practice good, leave no trace rules. I mean, make sure that we're packing out whatever we brought in. The other thing I want to talk about now is transportation. So once we arrive at the San Diego airport, there's a number of ways to be able to get from the airport to the southern terminus. So I'm going to talk about a few that I've been kind of looking into. So obviously there's always trying to contact a trail angel over Facebook and see if you can arrange some transportation there. So I encourage you to follow along with some of the Facebook sections over there for that area and for trail angels. That's always a good method. The other thing is that the PCT shuttle that actually picks up and delivers you right to the cleef. There's a number of things. It makes a couple stops, so it picks you up and you'll be there with. I think there's enough seats for 10 to 15 people. You go online and you register and you pay for that. I'm wanting to say it's right around $70, $75. They'll take you to the REI. They'll take you by the green store there in Campo and to the post office. So that's a pretty good thing. I've read a lot of good reports about that, and then you're with other hikers, so it kind of takes the stress off you there. So between Uber, between the US or the PCT shuttle, the other way is that there's also public transportation. So the San Diego Flyer will bring you from the airport to the main hub and terminal to where you can ride the series of trolleys and buses. The bus is bus number 894 that will pick you up and then take you near the green store. That's probably the cheapest method of commercial transportation. I think for all of that, it's probably in that $15 range. So I've got some slides here that you can be able to see and read about that. I think I'm going to do the public transportation. I think that's another part of the adventure. When I arrive at San Diego, I'm going to look for that San Diego free flyer. I'm going to get to the transit center, take the trolley, and then look for at that next stop. Look for that bus number 894. That'll take me into that's from El Cajon to Campo. So you'll see some pictures of that. You'll see some schedules. That's all you can do a search of the MTS San Diego, California schedule, and that'll break down times and stuff like that. So it obviously doesn't run that often. So you'll have to pay real close attention and make sure that your flight's getting in there at a certain time where you can be able to make at least make that last trip in. As far as the cleef, you can go online and you can register to be able to stay overnight at the Cleef. So if you don't do that transportation package to get to the Cleef, I believe they charge $15, and you can do this online and reserve yourself a spot. I think there's plenty of spots. I think they earmark like 99 or 100 spots, so there's plenty of room. I don't know if they ever sell out, but that comes with some nice add-ons there, to where they do a nice pack shakedown and kind of talk to you a little bit. These are through hikers that have done the PCT, that know the area, that are volunteers there helping out. They make a dinner, then they make breakfast. So really, it's a good deal. You're with a lot of other hikers. You're kind of taking the stress off it, meeting people, and kind of starting out your day. There's a pavilion there that's covered. There's a restroom. So I think that's a pretty good deal. And that's just a very short walk, less than 3/4 of a mile to the actual southern terminus. And the interesting thing is that when you start at the southern terminus, you'll walk right back by the Cleef, as you're starting your thing in between the terminus and that first mile. So that's pretty cool. The Green Store is another great area, and that's very close. That's within a short distance from the actual Cleef. If you get in to the area and that you still need a little bit of food, or that you need a canister for your cook stove, they've got all that in there. They've got a deli where you can even have a sandwich made. Reasonable prices, but you could do a few day resupply in there. That's not too expensive, but they pretty much have everything that you could even think about getting. Also, the post office is within a short walking distance. I've posted here information on the post office. I'm actually going to send a box there. Remember, there's a lot of restrictions on taking lithium batteries and putting those on the plane. So take a good look at that. I've also posted here from the Far Out app information that first day. So I think what most of us are going to try to do that first day, depending on how we're feeling, is be in that 10 to 15 mile point. To get as far as we can. Maybe get before you have to make that climb out of there. So I've listed that. I've also listed some information about the water report, and then the first big challenge that we're all going to face is San Jacinto. I've listed some information about San Jacinto, and if you haven't downloaded it yet or joined it, one of the trail weather guys there, John, I would definitely grab his information. He does a tremendous job about reporting the situation of San Jacinto, so that's always good to follow. There's a couple slides here that talks about what type of animals that you would expect to see, and what kind of trees and shrubs that you expect to see through that first 100 miles. So I've kind of listed that information to kind of answer some of the questions that you might have on your mind. What's expected animal-wise, wildlife, and then actual trees and shrubs and bushes. So that's kind of interesting, along with the water report. So that everything that I'm seeing on the Far Out app right now, there's a lot of postings that first 2 days is very dry. So Hauser Creek right now is dry. The first reliable water that anybody's posting is kind of once you get into that Mount Laguna area, which is almost 40 miles away. So the other thing that the webinar talked about is being very careful, not relying on some of those water caches. One of the managers of the area said he plans to, when he does the trail, and if he was to do the trail again, he would plan to carry 7 liters of water. Seems like a lot to me. I'm leaving with the capability of carrying about 5 liters of water, which is pretty heavy. So anyway, this is a lot of information. I kind of went through and gathered some stuff as I was doing my planning, and I wanted to be able to share it with you. I start in the early April timeframe. I'm finalizing my gear and trying to continue to do exercises to get ready. But I look forward to meeting you all down there and seeing you on the trail. All right, this is Shades out.